Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kami daripada kumpulan 12 akan membentangkan tentang project management. Nama saya Muhammad Ashraf bin Ibrahim. Project management includes defining, planning and organizing a given project, as well as defining activities, interface and resources. Project management also consists of, among other things, analyzing risk, estimating and doing detailed planning of activities, as well as following up on progress and doing relevant updating of the plan. Hal ini dapat dilihat bahawa project management mostly menghasilkan dokumen. Antara jenis objek yang terdapat dalam project management ialah proposal, contract dan project plan, development plan, quality assurance plan, test plan and configuration management plan. Sebagai contoh, a large Danish company that develop instruments with a great deal of software in them place all plans and budget for products and their attached product under configuration management. Ini membolehkan pengurus untuk mengikuti perkembangan sesuatu projek dengan teliti dan mengumpul pengalaman tentang proses pembangunan. Seterusnya, deliveries. Configuration items produced in connection with project management are rarely deliveries in themselves, as it is not often necessary to place section, drawing, or diagram in a plan under configuration management individually. Configuration items for project management should be a part of all milestone deliveries in the project lifetime. The next is connection with other processes. As implied in the list of possible configuration items, project management and other processes may overlap. Dalam arti kata, bahawa proses ini mungkin bertanggungjawab untuk meletakkan rancangan mereka sendiri di bawah pengurusan konfigurasi. Sebagai contoh, pengurusan kualiti mungkin bertanggungjawab bagi plan jaminan kualiti. The person responsible for configuration management may also be responsible for producing the configuration management plan and placing it under configuration management.
Guys, good morning guys. Today I'm gonna talk about actually what is the identification. Identification plays an important role in project management and it help us how to define a document in project management. By looking at the table, pro should be read as PRO, then it will be proposal. The next is GPP. GPP is stand for General Project Plans. And another one is QAP. QAP is Quality Assurance Plan. The last two is GTP. GTP is defined as General Test Plan, and the last one is CPT. I sure everybody is know what is the CPT because CPT is a configuration management plan. Then the next is with tracing. Tracing is very important in project management because every plan should be traced to a contract so it can be documented. It's because we want to determine the relation between them. For example, a test plan or configuration management plan may trace to the project plan. Otherwise, the same considerations apply to configuration item for project management as to configuration item of the document type similarly. The next will be the change control. For plans, the productions obtain put forward an event registration. It is because the plan may be followed by a single change request for the configuration items. Then, the configuration control board for these items should be composed of representatives for external stakeholders. It is because customer or marketing department. The last one will be the status reporting. Generally, this configuration item has no great need for status reporting during a project, because sometimes the project doesn't need the report of configuration item. Only typical configuration item will be selected. For example, in last project with sub project, However, it may be important to obtain security information for all project documentation. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rani Anpalakan. I'm from Group 12. Today my title is Configuration Management. Configuration management in itself produces items that may be placed under configuration management except for a high degree of formalism with highly critical systems. It is rare for this to include anything but the configuration management plan and some status report. Change control is rarely needed for forms and the like produced under configuration management. Some forms, such as release requests, do not change at all. Others, such as change requests, change in a controlled way according to a life cycle. Quality assurance interfaces with configuration management in connection with the approval of objects and the reporting and handling of observations. Quality assurance produces item approvals and event registrations, both of which are input for configuration management. Milestone deliveries. Status reports, such as tracing reports and delivery descriptions, form part of milestone deliveries. They may change to some extent at the time leading up to the milestone, if the relevant configuration items change. A milestone at the conclusion of the software requirement analysis may, for example, contain a report on tracing between the user requirement specification and the software requirement specification, together with the delivery description indicating which configuration items form part of the delivery and in which versions. For an example, if the user requirement specification must be changed and is issued in the new version in a connection with final approval of the milestone, both the tracing report and delivery description must be changed accordingly. This means that change requests must be prepared for these items if they are kept under configuration management. Storage. In some companies, the configuration items from configuration management itself are stored separately from the rest of the configuration items for the project, partly because they are often on paper. Change control. Changes of configuration items discussed here will most often be derived changes as described earlier. Of course, plain errors may occur in a report under configuration management. In such cases, one must be able to undertake change control.
Assalamualaikum, saya Naiza binti Kamarudin from Group 12. For status reporting, status reporting is the item produced under configuration management unlikely to need separate status reporting. This item from part of delivery description. Figure 7.1 show the delivery report for the user requirement specification scenario described above under milestone deliveries. The release note in this example is recursive, include itself as part of the delivery. Figure 70.1 example release note for full delivery except release note 5 V.1.0 user requirement specification DPRK URS.document V.3.4 trace report DRPK TRBS V.1.0 release note 5 V.1.0 Quality assurance. Quality assurance covers validation and verification of a system. Management should set up quality goals with the person responsible for quality. Quality assurance should be part of project planning. Validation answer the question, have we made the right things? This is answered by, among other things, analyzing tracing reports to ascertain that all requirements have been met, or by usability assessment to determine the usability of the system. Why? For verification to verification answer the question, have we made it properly? Here, activities depend on what is to be quality assured. Verification may include activities such as review, inspection, walkthroughs, and tests. In this section, only non-test activities are discussed. Quality assurance produce documents. Items that might be placed under configuration management are the quality assurance plan, quality assurance report, review report, audit report, and the like. Item approval and event registration. Except for a high degree of formalism with highly critical system, it's rare for this to include anything but the quality assurance plan. Connection with other processes. A person responsible for quality assurance may prepare the quality assurance plan, but it may also be the project manager. Quality assurance interface with configuration management in connecting with approval of items to be placed in storage, auditing of configuration items to be released for usage, and reporting and handling of observation. Quality assurance produce, among other things, item approval and event registration, both of which are input for configuration management. Such items are rarely placed under configuration management.
Hello, good morning. My name is Lee Seok Ping, and I will continue about the subcontractor management. Subcontractor management is necessary when part of a product are produced by another company, which an agreement on delivery of specified component has been formed. It is very important to select a well-qualified subcontractor and create an agreement containing a clear definition of the extent of the work in progress and the condition of collaboration. An agreement on configuration management requirement and related interface should not be omitted. It is very important to study how the subcontractor perform configuration management and how the subcontractor's process description is they exist, which they hopefully do match the company. Everything that can be placed under configuration management may in principle be delivered by subcontractor. When a company defines what must be placed under configuration management, it should take into consideration what is delivered by the subcontractor and how the configuration management is performed by the subcontractor internally. It should be specified clearly to the subcontractor which object must be placed under configuration management and when, and the degree of formalism required. Okay, this is the purpose for the subcontractor management. And the first one is an equitable business relationship is established in a contract that defines the work to be done, and then a mutually agreed to cost is established for the conduct of the effort. And the last one is the necessary resources are brought to bear to accomplish the work into the accordance with the contract. Next, identification. Item placed under configuration management with a subcontractor must be identified like all other configuration items. Special conversion for the identification might be necessary, so that the identification will show which subcontractor has delivered a given configuration item. It should also be possible to transfer configuration items to the company's own configuration management system if required, without any problem from the unique identification. And next, storage. Who is storing what and where, everything must be made clear. This is very important because to prevent any problem until delivery. Where subcontractor deliver whole self-contained subsystem, a problem will not usually arise with storage, which can take the place at the subcontractor site until delivery. Where the subcontractor deliver part with many interface to part delivered elsewhere. Storage may be similar to storage for geographically distributed development. Change control. Interface for change control must also be made clear. The company and the subcontractor will use a common event registration system, so all events are registered in the same place. The configuration control board will channel change requests to those responsible, whether in the company or with a subcontractor. However, it is not always possible to give everybody access such common event registration system. It must be agreed how the subcontractor should register event and how this registration to be consolidated within the company. Composition of the configuration control board in relation to subcontractor must also be determined, which board can be composed locally by a subcontractor and which must have a representative of other stakeholders, whether the company, other subcontractor, and the customer. Next, status reporting. The company must clearly define its requirement for subcontractor status reporting. It may be advantageous for the company to be able to extract status report itself, but this is not always possible. Channel of command should be designed for preparation and delivery of status report. Moreover, the need of consolidation of status information must be considered. Okay, and next, delivery. Any item produced by the subcontractor must be delivered to the company. It should be specified clearly when such delivery must take place and what the requirements are for the configuration management in this connection. How much to be delivered, all version, all metadata, and all information concerning configuration management, or only some of this, and if so, which part? Does the company take over the responsibility for maintaining the component delivered, or does it remain with the subcontractor? Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you.